defeat Edward and restore King Henry VI to the throne. I am the captain of the Warwick Castle garrison, and the task has fallen to me to prepare our forces for war. So already, our bowmen practice their archery. Our men-at-arms steel themselves and sharpen their blades. Our knights practice their horsemanship. But we have also been told to ready ourselves for a siege. And the walls of London are thick, so we have been told to prepare the biggest siege machine in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, the Warwick Castle Trebuchet! And there she stands, 18 metres high and weighing in at 22 tons. Absolutely monstrous. And this is the state-of-the-art in trebuchet design. It's got these wheels on the side. What are they all about? Well, I'll tell you. You see, traditionally, we have loaded our trebuchets using beasts of burden, a team of horses or a team of cattle. And you would take the pulley rope from the top of the throwing arm through the A-frame at the back and attach it to that team of cattle. And as you drive them on, they pull on the rope and they drag down the throwing arm and lift the counterweight box in the middle up. But there was always one major problem with loading a trebuchet in that fashion. You see, on a long siege in enemy territory, not only are the people inside the castle starving, but you too might find it hard to get hold of food. And as your supplies run down, you go down on your rations. And after a couple of weeks on half rations, you are not going to look at a team of cattle and think, oh yes, that's a valuable tool for loading the trebuchet. No. You're going to think, I'm hungry, and I'm going to eat them. And as soon as you do that, your machine lies dormant. So we had to find a way to load these things using manpower. And that is what these wheels are. They are the technology from medieval cranes. Two big wheels, one connecting axle. Our pulley rope now goes from the top of the arm, through the A-frame and into the middle of the machine and attaches to that axle. Two men jump in each wheel and they turn it, winding in the rope, pulling our throwing arm down and lifting the counterweight box in the middle up. And that box really is the heart of the trebuchet. That box weighs 1 ton, empty. And we have placed 5 tons of rocks and rubble inside. So this morning, ladies and gents, you will witness 4 men lift 6 tons. Incredible! What a feat of medieval engineering. Well, it is. But I tell you now, it is not easy inside those wheels. In fact, it is grueling, physically very demanding. It's like walking up an ever-steepening hill with an increasing weight on your back. Very quickly, your legs start to burn, your chest gets tight, it's difficult to breathe. But there's worse. You see, walking in the wheels is also very challenging mentally. Your mind doesn't like it. Your mind certainly doesn't like it when your legs are telling you that you're moving forward, but you never actually get anywhere. That can bring on a form of motion sickness. Worse still, as you're walking, the wheel spins in front of your face and in your peripheral vision. That can bring on dizziness. And the floors of the wheels, they're made up of planks, and in between the planks there are gaps. And as you walk, those gaps flicker in front of your eyes. And on a day like today, it creates a strobe effect directly onto your face. So in these wheels, you've got to deal with your legs burning, your chest getting tight, motion sickness, dizziness, and a strobe. And it's not uncommon for one of our winders to find it so difficult, they literally throw up all over the wheel. Now that can't be a good idea, can it? It can't be a good idea to throw up in a wheel. Not in an environment where the floor becomes the ceiling every couple of seconds. It's going to get very, very messy and very, very slippy. But hang on a sec. I told you we took this technology from medieval cranes. And a medieval crane could be 200 foot of a castle wall. If a man's walking inside, doesn't feel well and throws up, the wheel's going to become so slippy that he's going to fall out and plummet hundreds of feet to his death. Well, he doesn't, because we've thought of that. And in medieval cranes, we use blind people. They can't see, so they don't get motion sickness. Brilliant! You see, ladies and gentlemen, Warwick Castle, as of then, now, an equal opportunities employer. But we won't be sending blind people to war, so these guys are just going to have to get used to it. And this morning, we have some special guests in the wheel, because 6 members of the public have volunteered to find out what it's like to load a trebuchet. So can we please give them a big cheer now to drive them on? And you would think that with the arm down and the counterweight box up that we are ready to launch, but we're not. Because the rope that has been so useful and done all of that hard work to drag the arm down, it's now wrapped around the central axle. If you were to pull the trigger now, the arm would fly forward. It would pull on that rope and snap the axle out of the middle of the machine, and the whole trebuchet would collapse in on itself. So we have to get that rope off of the axle. And as you can already see, ladies and gents, if you can wind it on, you can wind it off. So having done all of that hard work and already feeling sick inside the wheels, the trebuchet master orders his crew to turn around and to walk the other way. But you only need 1 man in each wheel for this part of the wind, because they are not actually lifting anything. Other members of the crew come around to the front of the machine and grab hold of a brake. And they must be there, because this is the most dangerous part of the loading process. So you're going that way, it may be hard work, but it's never going to run away from you. When you turn around in these wheels, you are quite literally freewheeling, and it can go as fast as you like. And what tends to happen is one man thinks, God, I'm tired. I just want to get this over with. So he picks up the pace and he starts to go faster. The man in the other wheel has no choice but to try and keep up as it goes faster and faster and faster. And sooner or later, it's going to be going too quick for him to handle. He's going to lose his footing, go face first onto the floor of the wheel. He'll then have a fantastic ride around the back of the wheel until he gets to the top, of course, when he'll come slamming down on the central axle. And he will break the machine. It loops back on itself and goes over the pin at the top of the throwing arm. And that pin is all important. Has to be checked every single day to make sure it's the right shape. If it's but 1 degree out, we can get a misfire. Either the slingshot will open too early and it will shoot straight out of the back of the machine, or the slingshot will not open at all. It will go all the way around in a huge arc, slam into the front of the trebuchet and destroy our machine itself. So it has to be checked. They're loading it now. The loader puts it in, the trebuchet master loops on. When he's happy with it, the loader steps out of the way. And the rock is loaded. Now he checks over the machine. He makes sure that every rope is in the right place and every piece of wood is secure. When he's happy, he steps up onto the back of the trebuchet and removes the all-important safeties. First of all, he removes the chain. Then, with a shaking hand, he pulls the pin from beneath the trigger. The machine is now live. He steps off and makes a few more checks, just checking the loading and every rope. Now 22 tons, ladies and gentlemen. 22 tons of whirling death. If this thing goes wrong, our trebuchet master will be smashed to pieces. So he puts on a tin hat. I don't know why, it's in the health and safety manual. Right, it's ready to launch and we're going to give it its cue. We're going to count down from 10. When we get to 1, yell launch, and then the trebuchet master will pull the trigger. So are you ready to count? Oh, come on, ladies and gentlemen. I said, are you ready to count? Then let's do it! 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, ladies and gentlemen, the next thing at Warwick Castle is the flight of the Eagles.